All right, positive energy all the time. Hope you're all doing great. Here we go. Rep your city, rep your city. Greensboro, North Carolina in the building. I'm representing Chicago, Illinois. Richmond, Virginia in the building. I know, Shelly, I was thinking about you the other day. I said, boy, she's chasing that dollar. I already know. We got Fresno, California in the building. Pause. Yeah. Good to see you all. Hope y'all doing great. Miami-Dade County's in the building. North Carolina's in the building. Houston, Texas is in the building. Hey, Sheena. Cutie pie. Yeah. Oh, here we go. So I'm trying to keep up with the Diddy trial. You have to watch people commentate, people that go inside. They come out and they commentate. I'll be glad when DJ Academics get back Monday because he's watching everybody and reporting it so I can get a wide variety of information from him. But today I was watching my brother over on the Podcast with Soul. Go follow the Podcast with Soul. Tell him Pharaoh said that. Send you over there. And I've been watching him. He's covering it. He's at the trial. So go check out the Podcast with Soul. Tell the brother I sent y'all over there. I watch him all the time. I first started watching Sean because he was working out. He was doing workouts. So I was trying to do a little bit of workout with him. So, he'd be doing a lot of exercise and working out. And that's how I started following him. And now he just switched over, got his podcast going really good. I'm happy for the brother. I was watching him. He's at the trial. And I wanted to come back and reiterate on what I've been saying about the trial. And the fact of the matter is, I feel they pulled the old switcheroo on us. Yeah. They pulled the switcheroo on us with this trial. Let me explain. Yeah, this ain't right. Something ain't right. Something's not right. I got to give them credit. They did it slick. It's slick the way they did it. They know people like soap operas, so they just switched out the trial for a soap opera. Basically. This is not the case that they were presenting at first. They have switched this case out. It's crazy. It did it slick, though. Houston, Texas is in the building for sure. They switched the case out. Good to see you on now. They switched it up on the show. It's crazy. I wasn't sure. I talked about this last night. New Orleans, Louisiana is in the building. I talked about this last night and I wasn't sure. So I found out what they was talking about today. And now I'm absolutely sure. I'm going to break it down to y'all. Wow, this is really deep. It's amazing how they can manipulate the media like that and just turn people on and turn them off like light switches. It's tripped out because this is not the case that they was talking about. Not at all. Not at all. It's amazing. I said, hey, what? I wanted to make sure it just wasn't me because I'm like, I know I'm not tripping. This is not the case that they led the public to believe uh, they were having. So I watched the brother today and he was talking about it and it's basically turned into a love story. How much Cassie loved him and he loved Cassie. And how does a case start over here and end up over here? Somebody tell me that. How does a case start here and end up here? Because this is not the case that they made the public feel that it was going to be. Now, instead of freak-offs being like a whole bunch of people, it's just Diddy and Casey and one other person. They switched it out, baby Lane. They switched it out. They switched the whole case up. It's almost like, well, I'll get into it, but definitely they switched it up. Yeah, because they switched it up. Hey, much love, bro. They switched it up. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about. Y'all remember how all this started? What they talking about now, right? With Casey and how she loved him and he's recording Casey and all that. Just be honest. Does this look like that? Because this don't look like, does this look like what they're talking about today? Because it don't to me. You know what I'm saying? Look. 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 does, does, does this look like the soap opera that they got us watching? Did they go with all these armored vehicles and military men for this soap opera? Because the way it started out looking at this, it didn't. This doesn't look like how it's playing out now. For the crimes they're trying to charge him for, this is not how they come. This is not how they would come for this. This is how they coming for what we hearing in the courtroom. And guess what? It was smooth. Because if you watch my chat, you see people like, if you look at my chat, you see that people like to gossip. They like to gossip. So it's easy to switch out, feed them the gossip. Because you got even men now like to gossip. Say, feeding them the gossip. That's what it looked like. It's like, look, we took care of that. What we going to do now? Right? We got all this evidence. We grabbed all this stuff. So we done protected certain people. That's what it looked like to me. It seems like this was to confiscate pictures to protect. This looked like they came to grab stuff to protect a bunch of really rich people. Videos and pictures of people that they don't want to ever be seen. Exactly, Jose. Exactly. So, and now that they got everybody secured and he can't expose certain people, now all of a sudden it's a love story and it's Diddy and Casey and some other girls. And they switched it out because this is not the impression that we all got. This does not equal what they're doing today. Seriously. And I should have known the way they left them out on the streets after they did all of this. In other words, this was part 2. Go get the stuff. They wasn't really interested in grabbing them. Then they went back and grabbed them. Usually when they come to your house with this, they take you that day. They didn't take them for how long? How long was it before they took them? Think about it. How long was it before they took them? Think about it. Let me take a break. And listen, let me give you one example, what I'm trying to say. They come in with all these big raids, right? They come in with all these big raids. They raid New York, Miami, Los Angeles, right? But now they sitting in the court with a couple of people. Now, they led us to believe that a freak off was a lot of people. Okay? They led us to believe that the freak off was a lot of people. Now it's just Diddy and Casey and one other person. Okay, if that's true, if it's Diddy and Casey and one other person, what's this all about? Why? What happened to the 1,000 bottles of baby oil? Did he need 1,000 bottles of baby oil just for Casey and him and one person? Because I had to look and say, why did I think it was a lot of people? 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Okay, they confiscated 1,000 bottles of baby oil, had everybody thinking that it's going to be a lot of people caught up in this. Some kind of way they're going to show us how he was using 1,000 bottles of baby oil. I don't see, I don't see no kind of way he's using that. If it's just one dude and him and Casey, it seems that, like Josh said, they made sure those tapes were safe. They went and grabbed whatever pictures and tapes and recordings first. And now they're like, well, what are we going to tell the citizens? Ah, just bring in some celebrities. They like soap operas. So they just bring in some celebrities and everybody like, ooh, Casey, ooh, Diddy, and forgot because they like the soap opera. So everybody dropped the original image. Okay, a lot of people dropped the original image, and now everybody's saying, "Oh, Casey, Diddy, and whoever they paid to be at the freak off." The freak off now is 3 people, but the impression that the freak off was a lot of people. It's like it's a freak off. We got 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Okay. Of course, the public is thinking, "Oh boy, a lot of people are finna be caught up in this." But all of a sudden, whoever all that baby oil is for is gone. And now there's nobody to put the 1,000 bottles of baby oil on. Because there ain't no way you got no 1,000 bottles of baby oil unless you got a whole bunch of people partying. Well, it looks like that part is gone away. I'm telling you, I know I'm not crazy. I thought about it all night after I talked about it last night. I said, I know I'm not crazy. These people led me to think this was a big operation. Exactly. Exactly, sweetheart. All of a sudden, no one's talking about the Diddy parties. Exactly. That just disappeared. Exactly, Jose. He just disappeared too. Gone. All of the most serious evidence just vanished. Everybody that was saying that led this to happen is not even in the case. Like Lil Rod. Like Lil Rod did a lot of the exposing. Lil Rod is not in the case some type of way. Y'all don't find that? Jonathan Odie, gone. So now for all we've been talking about is Cassie and some dude in Diddy. And they're not even talking about what Diddy was doing when he was going to the next room. They're not talking about in depth about his filming, because I don't think they wanted to come out that he was filming, because it got to come out with where was he sending these movies. Because if they have to talk about where he was sending these movies, then a lot of people could get indicted. They're trying to protect whoever was, because I do not believe those freak-offs was just for him and Casey and no person. I believe they were being filmed and sold on the dark web, probably live. Probably live. I just heard today they said some dude had told Casey, I got footage of you doing all that stuff, where he had snuck a camera. They said he had snuck a camera in there while it was happening. Well, y'all ain't said nobody was in there while this stuff was happening. So when did this dude film this? That sounded like it was an event where a lot of people was there. For him to film it, and Diddy, you didn't see him filming it? Because we was under the impression a lot of these things was happening at his big parties when half of the people went home. And the real wild ones stayed. That was the impression they led us. I seen that when he said they was wrestling over the Frosted Flakes. And he ended up sending Usher to Jermaine Dupri. And Jermaine Dupri was being scrutinized because he picked up the little boys at the game room. There was rumors about them, Crisscross. There was rumors about him, especially the one that passed away. There was rumors about that. And then with their clothes on backwards, with the zipper up in the back. I'm just saying, they had their clothes on backwards, where you can unzip it in the back. What they was trying to say. Think about it. What you trying to say when you got some little boys with the zipper in the back? When you, okay, so when you unzip it, what you know what I'm saying? You know, with crisscross with the clothes with the zippers in the back. So all of a sudden, this case just becomes a one-on-one. Today was a whole love story about how much they love each other. Casey ain't saying nothing. She's protecting Diddy. Anybody could see it. She's not turning out to be the witness they thought he was. Her new husband is suspicious, seeing that Diddy hired him in the first place. How convenient. Does he love her or did Diddy sick him on her? Hey, listen, go lock her down and keep her mouth quiet. The Kardashians stopped following her. The secret recordings, the guns, the body little rod scene. His mama was there. Yep. Something ain't adding up, Josh. Something definitely is not adding up. And now they kind of switched it all out. You think he black? You own. Hey, Queen Alice, you own something. Alice said he think they blackmailed the wrong people, and they decided to take him down. Well, we got some smart people on YouTube. Whoa, whoa, yeah. That sounds like a high possibility. Yeah. Yeah. That sounds like we get in there because I'm trying to figure it out. And that sounds really right. I know exactly. 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 That Kevin Hart's name that came up, I'm going to look into it, M86. I'm going to look into it. And ain't no telling what's up with the liquor company owners. I really don't know what Diddy done did. You said when he got gotten, Hollywood almost collapsed. Yeah, everybody started leaving. Everybody left. Everybody sure did leave. Everybody left. You say it's all about the liquor deal. When did the feds care about adults? That's a good question. A lot of names being thrown around. It's something going on. And they hiding it. They're hiding it. They all left. Yeah, they all left. And this trial look like it's gonna protect them. It don't look like they won't come off. Yeah, that's a possibility, G. Rock. It could just go deep. It could. Oh, that's key. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, sweetheart. To me, it looks like they burying it. To me. To me, it looks like they burying it and that they getting something straight with Diddy. Keep your mouth closed. They probably took all his evidence and they probably be like, we'll let you out, you know, because it just don't look like they're even trying to get a case on him. It don't look like they're trying to get him. It just don't. Casey is not trying to get him. It don't look like they're really trying to get him. He probably signed all that stuff over to his mother. But it don't look like they're trying to get him. I mean, it looks like to me that Casey already. It looks to me that he's already going to be found now guilty. To me, because she was their big witness, and she's. It looks like that she's part of the plan to let him go. Like they got some kind of understanding. We got the stuff. Okay, we're gonna shame you, but we ain't gonna lock you up. But sit down and shut up. It just would look like because Casey is saying, "Oh, I love him, and it's just me and him and the guy." That ain't no freak off. And she just looked like she working with them people to let him go. Everything she said goes in his favor. Everything. Everything she's saying benefits him. She's saying stuff like, I wanted to do it again because I just wanted to make him happy. I wanted to do it again because I was scared he would just find somebody else to do it with. And I'm saying, the case is over. She done said she want to do it. Today she constantly talking about hinting how much she love him. I don't know. But I feel like that guy she would still work for Diddy. It looks like Diddy set her up to because Diddy hired that guy. So what's the odds that Diddy hire you? You be her trainer for freak offs. And then you become to the point where Diddy don't want to be bothered with you. He's telling her a lot of times in today's testimony, well, just go live your life. Well, just go live your life. Next thing you know, he's with Young Miami anyway. So sure, he's already planning, okay, you got to go. And then she happens to marry Diddy's employer. And then she marries the guy that Diddy sent to be with her. That looked like he planned that. Go get with her, get in her head, and marry and have some babies by her. And I'll give y'all $20 million. And all of a sudden they got $20 million because they saying she got $20 million, but he just so happened to marry her. So they got $20 million. He's rich. His wife is rich. He's rich. What a coincidence. Like they said, she cheated on her new husband with Diddy, and he don't care. The new husband don't, because it's like he sent her somebody to marry her to make sure she stay quiet. And the trainer, he looks like CIA or FBI or something to me. He just don't look like no regular guy. And they got him in there and they disgraced him a little bit for getting out of line. And then they're going to say, not guilty. Because I just don't see how they're going to find him guilty. She let him go when she said, they asked him, why did you keep doing it? She said, I wanted to make him happy. I said, what did she just say? What's up, dinner talk? She said, I wanted to make him happy. That's what she said. They ain't saying nobody. They not, man, they making the freak offs just two people. And then one time they made a mistake because she said he went in the other room, right? That she was in there with the guy with the freak off and I said the cameras and stuff was in the other room because it looked like he was renting like a lot of rooms. He wasn't just renting one room. With the incidents with her in the hall and stuff, it looked like he had rented out the whole floor because nobody never came out with all that noise. Think about it. He in the hallway, they went in there and came out with a broken table or something in that thing. I don't think it was nobody on that whole floor. Now, I don't believe he's going to go spend his money and rent out that whole floor. I believe he was making money. I believe he had camera equipment in one of the other rooms. And I believe he was sending that stuff on the dark web. And I don't believe those are the freak offs. I believe those are the what they calling freak offs now. It's crazy because I think the brother that I just told you to watch earlier, and he said, that's all freak offs are. Freak offs ain't nothing but him and her and another person. And he basically said, it ain't what y'all thought it was. And I said, how convenient that they have changed the image of the freak offs. Because we could have all sworn that there was a lot of people at the freak offs. Now, conveniently, Casey helped the freak offs not really be freak offs, just him and her and another person. Threesome. A threesome's not necessarily a freak off. Since when's a threesome a freak off? And then the threesome's not really a threesome because he's just watching. AKA recording. I don't know. Michael is like, it's like what they got. Yeah, case closed. He can't, you know. I don't know, Michael. It's like they made us think they had something and it all seemed to have disappeared. I know I'm not crazy. It seemed like they was building this up like it was a lot of people. I thought freak offs was freak offs where everybody like an orgy. And now all of a sudden a freak off is just, I don't know. Him and a dude and them filming. And then they said after he would film that, he would film her body parts and what happened to her. And people would buy that too. When you think about how horrible it sounded what he was making her doing, and you know anything about this internet stuff, there's people that like it like that and would buy that. You know what I'm saying? It's people that would buy that horrific stuff. There's a market for that. You know what I'm saying? He's willing participant. It's just mighty suspicious to me because everything I'm seeing, I don't see nothing that equals this. So I'm really saying something is because nothing I'm seeing testimony equals this type of police presence. I'm trying to see how a freak off of 3 people call for all this. That's what I'm saying, Mar. It don't make no sense, do it, bro? It don't make no sense. It just don't. It's something more to it, ain't it, Mar? Ain't it, Mar? I'm trying to tell you, D, I'm trying to tell you, none of this don't make no sense to me. It's just not. It's like, wait a minute. This is not what none of us, this is not what none of us expected. They what? They flipped, they switched it out or what? Because after a couple of days, people were saying, Diddy ain't guilty. Diddy ain't guilty. People was like, this what y'all charging them for? Yeah, Jupiter, but the way it sounds, it don't sound like that's gonna happen. But people saying, okay, we got what 30 more days, some crazy. So we got a lot more days. So people saying out of 30 days we're gonna see all kind of stuff. But I don't know. I think so, because they look like they rushing too. That's another thing I noticed. It look like they're like, listen, come on, let's get this over with. Let's get this. I don't know. It just ain't lining up. It's like they sold one thing, and now that the case going, it ain't what they said, what they were selling. It's not what they selling though. They sold one thing, and now it's something else. It just when I at the first day when I seen what they was asking what she was testifying, I was like, right away when she said the freak offs was just her and another dude and Diddy, I was like, this ain't what they led us to believe. This ain't what they led us to believe. Candy apple red. I swear to God, you ain't lying. I'm telling you, man, it's like they trying to find out some kind of way to sell us something different. That's what it looked like. It looked like they trying to sell something different. This don't match the first days when all this was happening, though. It don't match this. I'm trying to see. I don't get it. I don't think you needed all these people from the evidence I'm seeing. Maybe it's me, but this what she's saying and these pictures and the people I'm hearing as witnesses. Yeah, she is, Robin. Yes. Robin, she got up there and let him go. She let him go. As of now, he walking. As of now, he walking. Y'all remember after the first day she testified, everybody was tripping? Everybody was like, she said that she did it. That she wanted to do it. And everybody's like, what? And she said she wanted to do it. I mean, she said like 2 or 3 times. She said, I just wanted to make him happy. And I was like, what? And then she said again, I just wanted to please him. And I said, what? And I would think to myself, what? You just wanted to please him and he did all this stuff to you? I do M86. I believe. This is what I believe. I believe people, Diddy got people in high places on the payrolls, and he heard they was coming a long time ago. I believe Diddy even set her up with the trainer because he couldn't get rid of her. And he paid the trainer. And I believe I believe the trainer was working for Diddy the whole time, even though she thought that she was getting a different boyfriend. He ran a game on her. It's like, I'm Diddy, I'm with you. You with your trainer. I may have the trainer make you think he going behind my back to talk to you. But what you don't know is I told him to do that so I can get rid of you. You too much. And all of a sudden she get with the trainer, 3 babies, $20 million. You see what I'm saying? And now she's married to this dude. But this dude worked for Diddy. So do he really love her? Or is he in on keeping her quiet? And did Diddy pay him to be her new husband? Like, man, I got to get rid of this chick. You go take her. Because Diddy didn't care nothing about her. In today's testimony, he kept saying, well, go ahead on with your life. Go ahead on with your life. But she was accusing him of being with the babysitter, accusing him of being with his yoga teacher and all that. And he was trying to get rid of her. And I believe he was trying to get rid of her. And I believe the only reason that he kept pretending he loved her so she won't tell whatever they was really doing. He was afraid of her telling what we still don't know. Because this trial is not showing us. That's what I believe. When you keep saying he kept having her come back, she wanted to come back, and he kept letting her come back, that's because she knew too much. That's why he was with her. He was with her to keep her quiet. I believe he did do all that. He is cold. The way it's playing out, I can't come up with no other scenario. She already been paid off. She got $20 million. She not gonna go in there and trash Diddy. She did not trash him. She let him go, really. She the first big person to testify, and she let Diddy go. She said, I wanted to make him happy. She didn't say he forced her to do nothing. She said, I wanted to make him happy. And then she said, I wanted to be there with him and get with him because all he was going to do was get somebody else. I didn't want him to get nobody else. She actually said that the first day she testified. She said, if I don't come, he just going to get another woman to do it. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I was like, did she just say that? I know the prosecution, but the prosecution might not care. They all might be in on it. The prosecution might like, we just gonna make a bag. We already know. It's like everybody just want to make a bag. Nobody don't care. That's what it looked like. She said, they said, why'd you come back? And she said, because if I didn't come back and do it, he was just going to get another woman to do it. I could not believe what I was hearing. And then 2 or 3 times she said, I just wanted to make him happy. Look, he said, I'm making, look at Daryl. Daryl said these is excuses. And some slow people. He said these is excuses because we discussing how Casey is throwing the case away. And he says, excuse me. I'm telling you. We can't believe Casey throwing the case away. In some kind of way, he hear us on Diddy's side. I don't know what about this sound like we on Diddy's side. It's crazy. We constantly said Casey throwing the case away. He said, you're making excuses for Diddy. Like, okay. Okay. What? Okay. We ain't even really talk about Diddy. We talk about Casey. He said we making excuses for Diddy. What excuses did I make for Diddy? I have no idea what he's talking. The internet is tripped out. Yeah, so she got up there, and imagine if you was the prosecution and your witness said, I just was trying to make him happy. That's what she said. I couldn't believe it. No, because this case go a long time. This case supposed to go like 30 days or something. They just getting started. I couldn't believe she said that. Imagine if you're the prosecution and the witness said, I just wanted to make him happy. And I went back and did it because if I didn't do it, he just going to get another woman to do it. She making it like she the one, she letting him off the hook. She like straight up let him off the hook. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I was like, this is the weirdest case I ever heard in my life. You know what I'm saying? Weirdest thing I ever heard in my life. Couldn't believe it. I said, what the heck? I couldn't believe it. The case is extremely weak. After she said that, I couldn't believe I'm confused. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what's going on with this. To me, it looked like a swap out. It looked like whatever they was after him for, that's not what this trial is about. This trial is not about this and this and this. There's nothing in this trial matches this. Not that I see. I don't know what he gonna do. I doubt it. It don't look like they're trying to call nobody D-Fam. So I don't know. Which will help the prosecution's case? I don't think nobody can help the prosecution's case. I believe Diddy already destroyed it. Cases go like this, and I've been trying to explain this for a couple of days. You got to find him guilty beyond any reasonable doubt, and Casey created reasonable doubt. I can't get a lot of people to understand that, but I understand they probably been in court. He's got to be found guilty beyond any reasonable doubt, and she has definitely created reasonable doubt. And that reasonable doubt doesn't go nowhere. That's there. There's nothing you could do later to get rid of that reasonable doubt. So let's say you got 5% reasonable doubt, and then the rest of the way you get 95% good stuff. You're still going to have 5% reasonable doubt. And you got to find him guilty without no reasonable doubt. If you create any doubt, he walks. Unless there's some kind of way, unless there's some kind of way they could show some kind of psychological reason why she said that. But then that's up to the jurors, though. It's not up to me. So some people was getting mad coming over here talking about the case. It's not going to be up to us, y'all. It's going to be up to the jury. All we can do is speculate. At the end of the day, the jury the one's going to go and come back and decide. I don't know. I don't know why they coming, Timothy, or what they finna add, and that's another reason I believe they switched the whole case out. Because this case they trying now don't match what they was saying. It's like they arrested. It looked like they went and raided him for one case, but then they're trying him for a different case. That's what it looks like. What they're talking about don't look like none of this. What they're talking about does not look like this type of police presence. So to me, this is one thing and the trial is another thing. Like this is one thing and then the trial is something else. Because this does not match what I've heard so far in the trial. Especially this. Because if a freak off is just them three people, why would he need 1,000 bottles of baby oil? They helping him get away because they not presenting why he would have 1,000 bottles of baby oil. And if they know that they're going to produce some evidence where it's a lot of people Why wouldn't they ask Casey about it? If there's somewhere where he's got a big freak out party with a lot of people, Casey would know. Why they ain't answer? It was Homeland Security, yeah. Under it was Homeland. It was the United States government rated. And this testimony don't match it. Yeah, it was Homeland Security, local police, and ATF. Josh be knowing. I'm gonna have to make Josh a mod. I know. That's what I'm saying. Street Media TV. Street Media TV. Don't it look like they rated him for one thing and the trial is for something different? This don't look like the trial got nothing to do with the raids. Do it. It just don't. You know what I'm saying? It don't match. Like the raid don't match what they testify. He had firearms. Okay. All right, I can understand that. They was, but dang, they went to 3 cities though. I could see them coming with the firearms, but why they raid New York, Los Angeles, and Miami? Ain't no firearms was on the plane. Why you go raid the plane and then let them go? It's like they wasn't looking for Diddy. It was like they was looking for something else because they never took Diddy. They was looking for something. Now, if you now you got to sit in line, M86, and some people had people sit in line for them. Probably, I really don't understand nothing. Once I seen Cassie's testimony, it might be street media. Once I seen Cassie's testimony, I was confused. I was confused. At that point, I've been lost since then. I really don't know what's going on. Because they had everybody under the. We thought freakouts was a lot of people. We thought freakouts happened after his parties. And then when they have a testimony and they trying to call a freak out him, another man, and her, that ain't what they led us to believe a freak out was. There was some manipulation on the part of the press and stuff to lead us to think what freak outs are. Now, either the freak outs really were what we doing and they trying to backtrack and help them. Because when I found out it was just Diddy, I mean, it was just the lady, Casey, and Puff and them. And now they got people. The brother I was watching today, he says Casey, a sex worker, and Diddy. That's a freak off. That's all it is. That's a freak off. I said, damn, they done sold that. Because the brother said that's what it is. I don't believe that's what it is. But now they got people saying like they just flipped the whole story. Which makes sense because now nobody's looking for all these people we thought was going to be exposed. They all in the clear now. Because most of us thought a lot of people finna be exposed that be at them freak offs. We all thought freak offs was a lot of people. Exactly, Timothy. And we wasn't wrong. We wasn't wrong. because ain't nothing they show us explain 1,000 bottles of baby oil. See, this is what you need with 1,000 bottles of baby oil if it's just you, a sex worker, and Casey. Somebody lying, y'all. Somebody lying. They hiding the real thing. I'm trying to tell them, Josh. I'm trying to tell them. That was a search and seizure, wasn't it, man? And Josh be knowing all this stuff. Josh, I gotta make you a mod because you be really bringing some knowledge over here and really helping because you already know. They ain't coming like that for no arrest. They came ready to knock walls down and open vaults. They came with what's necessary to blow the safe open if they had to. I don't think so, G-Rock. They ain't never finna tell what was really happening. It's clear on that. I'm telling you, D, I don't know, Timothy. The way they plan is like, I don't know. They ain't subpoenaing nobody that was talking about it that knew something about it on a certain level. They only subpoenaing a couple people that ain't been talking about it. I don't know. That's why I'm suspicious. It looked like a switcheroo. It looked like something ain't right. But it sure looked like they won't let him walk. It sure looked like they came to some kind of understanding with Diddy. So it looked like to me, like, all right, listen, we don't let you walk, but you better stop playing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Timothy, you see what I'm saying, Tim? You see what I'm saying? And Timothy, y'all know he told everything he could think of. Y'all know he took everything, told everything he could think of. You know that boy told everything. And when I say everything, he told everything. And now it's looking like we don't even know if he's going to take the stand or whatever. Yeah, Josh, it could be somebody. They definitely, I personally believe Diddy was making money. They was recording and selling it on the dark web or showing it live on the dark web. And I definitely believe they trying to protect Diddy's clientele that was watching and stuff. This is what I believe. I believe Diddy was filming from another room and selling it. Like you got to log in. You might got to pay, you know, 5,000 or 20,000 to log in to see. I do believe that. I believe he had an overseas website all over the world. You got to know the codes, how to log in, and all that, and you have to pay to see it. I believe it was all live. Distractions, they got our attention. I mean, I guess stuff like this only have my attention while I'm over here talking. It ain't got my attention like that. But it definitely was something going on, some big money moves that they had got themselves involved in. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, MRP. But now they trying to make the freak offs not really like freak offs. Like that stuff Kathy saying is a freak off, I don't believe it's no freak off. Like she said, they asked her one time, she said it'll be 4 days. Ain't no way it's no 1 or 2 dudes and it's no 4 days. I'm telling you, Timothy, I believe he was selling them performances. I don't believe she told him. She said he was sitting there playing with himself, but he was really sitting there filming. That man was selling that stuff on the web. Anyway, that's what I have to talk about that. Yeah, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, maybe somebody glowed up. Maybe somebody about a distraction story. I'm not buying that stuff happening and be in the news and everything in the news is distraction. And it ain't even distracting you from nothing. When that stuff ain't in there, what is you paying attention to that's gonna make a difference and distracting you? If it's distracting you from something you can't do nothing about, because most of the stuff glowed up that people be saying is a distraction, you couldn't do nothing about it if they didn't distract you. So I hear you saying distraction, but you can't show me what we was do if we wasn't distracted. So that's why you losing me at. Because I don't believe you're gonna do nothing, even if you ain't distracted. What you gonna do? They just be saying that because it's the new thing to say, but it don't really be making no sense. Because they can't show you what we do if we ain't distracted. Okay, if we ain't distracted, then what's gonna happen? All we gonna do if we ain't paying attention to this, we gonna pay attention to something else. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. It's a distraction from another distraction. But everything is a distraction if you talk about it for an hour, which is lame anyway. Me talking about this from an hour for hours, 24 hours in a day. Anybody believe this is a distraction and this is just gonna block my whole life? Right, whatever. Hey y'all, our whole life is gonna change because we talk about this for an hour and 2 hours. Right. So now we ain't gonna pick our children up from school. We ain't gonna go to work. We gonna be distracted. I don't know what she'll do. You know what I'm saying? Go get some good weather on the lakefront. Not really. I got some work to do in the office. I ain't gonna be on the lakefront. Y'all hit that like button, share, subscribe. You don't have no idea what Don Richards. That's what I'm saying, Timothy. It looked like probably so M86. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Timothy. It just looked like they just turned it into a celebrity, like a celebrity thing for you to watch it. It just looked like they turned it to a soap opera. Raided for one thing, confiscated all this stuff at his house for this, and then have a trial for that. Because I don't see where the trial is matching up with that. That's the big problem. This trial, by the time we got to trial, it didn't match the arrest and the raid. It's like the arrest and raids was this, and now the trial is that. It don't look like it go together. It just don't. It just I don't see the cohesiveness of everything. I don't see where it all fit together. I got dudes coming over here talking crazy. They all emotional over it. Grown men. All emotional want to argue about this. A grown man on the internet. That's it. Yeah, it's strange the Fed got involved. That's why it looks like they confiscated something. The charge don't match no bond either, sure don't. No bond, all that police force, all that. And what's going on? Nothing. You know, when you usually see a trial or you see somebody get in trouble, the arrest, everything makes sense. The court and everything. With this, nothing don't make no sense. It looked like they went to get the evidence for one reason and then just charge them for something else. But whatever they did that day was very important. Okay, now the trial might not be important, right? But this was important. They didn't overkill on this. That's why I say it's two different things. Because I don't believe this was overkill. This was important. But this ain't what the trial is about. That's what I'm thinking. This ain't what the trial is about. This look like it's to protect clients. You know what I'm saying? This is to grab the stuff to protect whatever people he got on whatever. Because he definitely got some secrets. Because who got 1,000 bottles of baby oil? What's that for? And even though Casey was in it, her testimony sounded like he had her in something and in the dark at the same time. Exactly, Timothy. Exactly. They running a play on us. Because Homeland Security ain't come for nothing. They came for something. Okay? Homeland Security didn't run up in there for nothing. That's a fact. I mean, so it's like they did one thing and now they doing another thing, like softening it up, watering it down. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm gonna keep my eye on it. Thanks for watching. Y'all support the channel. You know what I mean? Go into the comments and keep us updated in the comments. I'm gonna be reading the comments. Anytime you see any further information, go in the comments on these two videos, the one last night and this one, and put the comments on there because this is definitely gonna be historical to watch. It's something real interesting, and y'all stay positive. You know what I mean? And don't get yourselves caught up in this stuff. All right, G's up.